Uh, Good morning. This is Rajeev Ranjan. Today, I'm going to talk about experiential learning, and I will focus especially on Kolb's learners, learning styles, and their description. So, we all know Kolb's experiential learning cycle and its implication. It's very famous, and these days we are implementing it in our classroom since we are focusing more and more on student centered teaching learning approach. So today we are going to discuss the word like the keyword like concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, active experimentation, uh, the keywords like diverging, assimilating, converging, accommodating. So these are key terms which we are going to discuss, and Kolb's experiential learning cycle and its implication brings a massive change in society, in educational world. When we talk about his one definition, I would like to start with his one definition. Learning is the process whereby knowledge is created through the transformation of experience, and it is stated by Kolb in 1984. Second definition, learning is best conceived as a process, not in terms of outcomes. Uh, so the focus was on process, not outcome. When we talk about in detail what is learning style, what are different learning style, and what are various factors influence a person's preferred learning style. So, Cole in 1974 set out four distinctive learning styles which are based on a four-stage learning cycle. Cole explained that different people naturally prefer a certain single different learning style. Various factors influence a person's preferred style, for example, social environment, educational experiences, or the basic cognitive structure of an individual. So, when we talk about experiential learning styles, Kolb's experiential learning style theory is typically represented by a four-stage learning cycle in which the learner touches all the bases. Once again, I'm repeating. First, concrete experience, that is doing and having an experience. Reflective observation, that is reviewing, reflecting on the experience. Abstract conceptualization, that is concluding learning. Active experimentation, that is planning, trying out what you have learned, what we have learned. So once again, this is a repetition. Various factors influence a person's preferred style, learning style. For example, it can be social environment, it can be educational experiences, it can be family background, it can be learner's personal interest. So, as I told you, we are going to discuss four type of definition of learning style, and each representing the combination of two preferred styles. So, like when we talk about diverging, that is CE and RO, assimilating is AC and RO, converging is AC and AE, and accommodating is CE and AE. So, now the Kolb has given two continuums, continuums. So, in simple word, it was how we approach a task and how our emotional response, or how we think or feel about it. So, in detail, we are going to discuss about diverging learning styles and description, as we discuss. We are going to discuss core learning style. So first, style description is diverging. Diverging is feeling and watching. Kolb called this a style diverging because these people perform better in situations that require ideas generation. For example, brainstorming. And the learners with diverging learning style able to look at things from different perspectives, prefer to watch rather than do, tending to gather information and use imagination to solve problems, best at viewing concrete situation from several different viewpoints. Interested in people tend to be imaginative, emotional, and strong in the art. Prefer to work in various groups to listen with an open mind and receive personal feedback. When we talk about assimilating learning style involves watching and thinking. People with an assimilating learning style are less focused on people and more interested in ideas and abstract concept. Example, these type of learners choose information and science careers. What is their learning characteristic? So they believe in logical approach, ideas and concept are more important than people, loves clear explanation rather than a practical opportunity. In formal learning situation, people with this style, assimilating style, prefer reading, lectures, exploring analytical model, and having time to think things through different perspective. When we talk about converging, converging involves doing and thinking. Converging involves doing and thinking. Learners are more attracted to technical tasks and problems than social or interpersonal issues. They are or they can be a specialist and they have a technological ability. When we talk about characteristic of converging learning style, so people use their learning to find solution to practical issues, best at finding practical uses for ideas and theories, solve problems and make decision by finding solution to question and problems, like to experiment with new ideas, to simulate and to work with practical applications. Now we are going to discuss fourth. Fourth is accommodating. Accommodating is doing and feeling. So accommodating learning style involves using other people's analysis and prefer to take a practical experiential approach. Example, learning a style is prevalent within the general population. As I told you, we belong to humanities background, so we talk about others behavioral issue, how they react, how they act. It should not be happen, it should happen. So these are the things which goes in our mind when we love accommodating, doing and feeling. So learning a style is relies on intuition rather than logic, attracted to new challenges and experiences, and to carrying out plans, act on guts instinct rather than logical analysis, tend to rely on others for information, then carry out their own analysis. So, away from scientific experience. So now I am going to summarize experiential learning. Calls present learning style theory. So when we talk about crispy, precisely. When we talk about convergers like to take abstract ideas and vision, then apply them to solve problems. Divergers use concrete experience and reflective observation to come up with imaginative solutions. Assimilating take abstract ideas and reason and combine it with reflective observation. Accommodator use concrete experience and active experimentation and like to get on with what things uh, happen, things. So now once again I'm going to repeat the definition, the basic definition, the very famous definition by Kolb, that is, learning is the process. Learning is the process where knowledge is created through the transformation of experience. And second one, learning is best conceived as process, not in terms of outcome. So thank you so much. We will discuss in detail more about Wolf's experiential learning